Welcome back to The Deep Dive, the show that takes a whole load of source material, cuts right through it, and gives you the expert analysis you actually need. We're not just listing plot points here, we're digging for those hidden connections, the real core themes. So our mission today, it's all about chaos and some pretty huge political shifts. We're doing a deep dive into these excerpts from Hazbin Hotel, Episode 3, Scrambled Eggs. We're going to analyze how trust works or doesn't work in the hotel, look at the intense political symbolism with the overlords, and unpack those massive revelations that basically rewrite the rules of life and death in hell. We're essentially using the split story to predict what might be coming next. You know, the big conflict.
Yeah, it's really important to see these sources as showing two totally different kinds of power structures, almost side by side. The episode splits itself, really. You've got the hotel level, super personal, kind of messy, this micro struggle for trust, all fueled by some pretty intense emotions, right?
Right.
But then at the same time, you've got this high stakes, macro level political clash between the overlords. And that whole situation gets destabilized fast because of news about this external threat changing their timeline. Everything feels shaky, and that instability, it seems to be catching.
And you feel that instability almost immediately, like right from the start. Charlie is all excited, trying to welcome Serpentius, who's supposedly reformed, or maybe just moved in.
Yeah, exactly.
And Vaggie is instantly suspicious, just immediately calls out his weird steampunk bullshit. Then Pentius, trying to, I guess, fit in, shows off his skin flayer 11,000, a weapon.
A weapon he wants to use on the other residents because he's totally convinced they're planning to kill me. Which, I mean...
It says everything, doesn't it?
It perfectly captures that paradox of trying to redeem someone in hell. Pentius isn't just being paranoid for no reason. In hell, that fear. It's probably a smart survival instinct. So, if he's actually supposed to trust Charlie and the others, he basically has to ditch every single instinct that's kept him, not permanently dead for who knows how long. And then there's that little detail, he buys his parts from Carmilla Carmine.
The weapons dealer.
The top weapons dealer. So right away, you've got this link. The hotel's messy little dynamics are connected straight to the highest levels of overlord business.
Okay, let's unpack this. Starting with the price Pentius has to pay just to get in the door, which is basically giving up who he is. So Vaggie steps up. She's clearly the one trying to put some structure around Charlie's, boundless optimism. And she lays down 3 rules, non-negotiable.
Yep. No weapons, no plotting. And the big one, his egg boys have got to go. The little egg boys, as she calls them, who do all his evil bidding.
It's more than just practical, isn't it? It feels like she's demanding he give up a part of himself, a spiritual sacrifice almost.
Oh, absolutely. It's like Redemption 101, theoretically.
Yeah.
You can't really start changing if you're still clinging to all the tools of your old destructive life. The egg bois, they're everything to him. His backup, his identity, his weird little security blanket.
And the script really makes you feel that loss. Pentius gets super melodramatic. I don't want to live without my minions.
Properly sobbing. And the egg bois themselves, these anguished cries as they get marched out. It feels genuine, even if it is over the top.
But hang on, if the loss feels so real, doesn't that kind of prove Charlie's point that maybe he can change? Why is this sacrifice immediately suspicious?
Well, it proves the emotion is real, but this is hell, right? Showing genuine vulnerability. That usually just paints a target on your back. The second Alastair volunteers to handle the humane disposal of the eggs during his outing.
Alarm bells should be ringing. Big time.
Huge red flag. Alastair doesn't just do things that are inconvenient, especially not getting rid of dozens of annoying eggs, unless there's an angle. Unless he sees some future use for them.
He wouldn't tolerate the mess
Unless he's already figured out how to turn it to his advantage. His willingness is actually kind of terrifying because it seems so easy for him. He only takes on an inconvenience if he knows he can weaponize it later. And those egg bois, they're perfect. Nobody pays them any attention. Overlooked assets.
Right, okay. That sets up his whole spy thing later.
Yeah.
But before we get to the espionage, we have Charlie's attempt at team building. The classic trust exercises.
Oh boy.
And Charlie's so trusting herself, she actually asks Vaggie, the most suspicious person in the hotel, to lead them. Says Vaggie knows how to build trust properly.
And Vaggie's reaction there, I don't know if I'm qualified. That tells you a lot. You feel the pressure she's under and her own deep insecurity. She's a fighter,
Yeah.
Not a group therapist.
So she starts with the trust falls, the classic.
And it fails spectacularly.
Wow.
It just shows how impossible it is to just slap human morality onto centuries of demonic survival instincts.
The failures are pretty epic. Charlie gets caught easily, of course, she's Charlie. But
Yeah.
everyone else. Angel tries to be vulnerable, but his version of vulnerable is...
Explicit. I love to suck. Popsicles. Yeah, sicko. But dicks too.
And they just drop him. Flat.
And the irony, right? He is actually being vulnerable, revealing something painful about himself, probably. But the way he does it is just toxic. It poisons the whole idea of a safe space. It shows how warped their whole concept of trust really is.
And there's Nifty. Oh man, Nifty. Her idea of sharing in a safe space.
It is incredibly unnerving. Sometimes I kill mother bugs in front of their children as a warning to others. Just wow.
Yeah. The energy isn't just not helping, it's actively fighting against the whole point of the exercise.
Aggressively hostile to the mission, yeah?
And Pentious. Still totally resistant, does the fall but yells, "Nobody catch me," it just falls on his own.
This whole disaster sequence basically forces Vaggie to see that Charlie's gentle approach is just not going to work here, not in hell. The only thing these guys understand is shared trauma, maybe shared survival.
Exactly. Which pushes Vaggie to Angel Dust's suggestion, this extreme, BDSM combat training facility.
Yeah, it's a radical shift. And Vaggie justifies it, saying, there is nothing stronger than the trust between comrades in arms. She gets it. In hell, you don't bond over sharing feelings. You bond over surviving something awful together.
So she goes from therapy mode to
forced codependence, basically, where if you screw up, you actually get hurt. She shifts into total drill sergeant mode.
Buckle up, buttercups, because today you boys become men. And the description is just chaos, fighting, screaming, explosions, ending with that dismembered arm incident.
Charlie's horrified, naturally.
Which makes you wonder, is Vaggie just being super protective of Charlie here? Or is this her falling back on some old training, like some military default setting from a past she doesn't talk about?
Oh, it definitely feels like she's reverting to something ingrained. Probably, yeah, from her past as an exorcist, where failure wasn't just failure, it meant your team died. Or maybe worse. You feel that pressure on her later when she talks to Charlie.
Right, that confession.
Yeah, I'm supposed to make your dreams a reality. I'm supposed to protect you. I'm supposed to never fail you. She's taken Charlie's dream and made it her own personal life or death mission. So jumping straight to combat training, that feels like a soldier thinking strength is the only real defense.
But here's the crazy thing. The chaos kind of works. Despite all the yelling and blaming, "I blame you for this, you crazy bitch," the shared experience, the rough and tumble as the script calls it, it actually creates some real unspoken connection.
That moment with Husk is key. When he actually acknowledges Pentious, "You did okay, new kid," that's the payoff.
It's huge for Husk.
Massive. They bond because they survive Vaggie's crazy training session together. They're even laughing about the dismembered arm afterwards.
So the core idea holds up. Trust in hell isn't about liking each other, it's about surviving together.
Exactly. And the session ends with a big symbolic moment. Vaggie decides Pentious has earned enough trust to get his egg boy back.
It's not a reward for being good.
No, it's recognition. He proved he could take it, that he's resilient. He's part of the team now, basically, integrated into the hotel's mission. And his minions are back. Even though one of them, Frank, is about to become Alastair's unwitting little spy.
Okay, so we jump straight from that hotel absurdity, the trust falls and arms flying off, to this super intense, high-stakes political drama. Carmilla Carmine calls a meeting of the Hell Sovereign Overlords. And the tension, you can feel it right away.
Well, the reason for the meeting is crucial. It's the extermination schedule. It's accelerated. The Angels are coming back twice as often now. And the last purge. They lost 16% of the population. That's a huge number.
16%.
So for Carmilla, who's hosting this and is also the main weapons dealer, this is fundamentally a business issue. She needs to figure out how to protect her assets, those millions of souls, and, stabilize her market share. Demons needing weapons is good for her business. So this is really high finance, dressed up as geopolitics.
And who's there is important too. You've got Carmilla, obviously, Zestial, who comes across as this ancient, very cautious figure, and Alastair shows up.
Back from his well-earned sabbatical, as he puts it, clearly enjoying the rumors that he got taken out by holy arms.
And the other V's aren't there, just Velvet, representing their whole aggressive brand.
Alastair just being there immediately stirs things up. He's testing the waters, seeing how the others react, and when Zestial compliments him, saying he's been inscrutable since he first manifested in this realm, that just highlights how powerful and mysterious Alastair really is.
He signals that the old guard, like Zestial and Carmilla, don't fully get him or trust him, makes him the wild card.
Totally. And then any sense of formality just gets blown up when Velvet makes her entrance. Super aggressive, super modern. Right away, she insults Carmilla, calling her an old windbag who thinks she's tough shit.
Just complete disrespect for the host for the whole meeting.
She represents this entirely new style of overlords, right? Her power comes from trending, from media, from speed. She has zero respect for the old ways, the hierarchy.
It feels like a clash of eras.
Absolutely. It's symbolic. Carmilla and Zestial, their power is based on, like, territory, long-term plans, established influence. Velvet and the Wiesvox with media. Valentina with toxic stuff. Their power is all about spectacle. Getting attention now, global reach through tech.
She even uses social media slang like #bitch and calls Zestial a fossil, using that language as a weapon.
Yeah, showing that history and respect mean nothing to her generation of power. It's all about relevance now.
And then, the moment everything changes, the thing that just shatters Hell's reality, Velvet pulls out the severed head of an exorcist angel.
Drops it right on the table and declares, if these holy rollers can be killed, the game has changed. We can take the fight to them. Says the V's already have a full assault plan ready to go.
It's a bombshell, but the reactions are fascinating. Everyone else is shocked, gasping, but Alastair, what's his specific reaction?
It's chilling. He leans in and says, oh, tasty, and makes these awful slurping noises. We really need to focus on that. It's not political shock. It's not calculation. It's something else, visceral, deeply non-human. It makes you wonder at his history. Does he see angels as food, as rivals he's fought before, consumed before? It puts him on a whole different level than the others just arguing politics.
Okay, so the head obviously sparks this huge debate. Do we go to war or do we wait? Zestial immediately tries to pump the brakes.
He's the voice of history, of caution, warns them that rushing into war based on meager proof, one dead angel head could be suicide. He's afraid heaven might just decide to purge all of hell for daring an uprising if they don't understand how this happened. He wants intel, patience.
He sees the big picture, the potential for annihilation.
Exactly. Strategic patience. But Velvet, she sees patience as weakness. Her whole musical number, the insults, it's pure provocation. She's trying to wind them up.
Calling Zestial a fossil, saying the old guard is too pussy to fight, basically arguing they're irrelevant if they don't jump on this.
Yeah, her whole performance is about using social pressure, media hype, aggression to force their hand politically.
And it works, doesn't it? It leads directly to her final move, that targeted accusation aimed right at Carmilla.
Masterful political theater. You know why? This angel's headless. Do you have disclosure? She doesn't need proof. She just needs to plant the seed of doubt, imply Carmilla's hiding something.
So distrust among the overlords.
And it totally shuts down the meeting. Ends it right there, under this cloud of suspicion and secrets.
It's fascinating how clearly you see the clash. Old guard, caution, intelligence, protecting what they have. New guard, spectacle, aggression, grabbing power now through disruption. Velvet sees the head as a PR opportunity, a weapon.
Zestial sees it as an existential threat needing careful analysis. And Alastair sees it as lunch.
So the overlords leave, this massive secret just hanging in the air. And we see the fallout, the pressure ripple back to the hotel, specifically hitting Vaggie right where she's most vulnerable.
Yeah, this is where Vaggie really hits a low point emotionally. Even though the trust exercise kind of worked in the end, she feels like she failed. Failed Charlie. Failed the mission because she had to resort to, well, violence and coercion.
That confession to Charlie is pretty raw.
It is. I'm supposed to make your dreams a reality. I'm supposed to protect you. I'm supposed to never fail you. That level of pressure she puts on herself, that need to be Charlie's perfect shield, it feels like it comes from somewhere deep. Maybe some past failure, some trauma.
Her switching from the gentle approach to combat training really shows her core belief, doesn't it? That strength, even aggressive strength, is the only way to really protect someone you love.
It's a fascinating contrast to Carmilla, who we find out later also acted out of a protective instinct, doing what she had to do. Both are driven by this fierce need to protect. But Vaggie seems to be really struggling with the morality of how she protects. Like, strength is the only way she can measure her own worth.
And while Vaggie's having this crisis of confidence, Alastair is operating with zero emotion, just pure predatory skill. The spy operation kicks into gear.
Let's break down how he uses Frank, the egg boy. It's brilliant in a terrifying way.
Alastair gives Frank this very important task, just stay here and guard the front. Makes him feel needed.
But the second Carmilla and Zestial leave that meeting privately, Alastair drops the act, tells Frank, follow them.
Classic manipulation, using someone disposable. Frank's loyal to Pentious, sure, but he has no clue about the bigger game being played.
Exactly. Alistair turns this nuisance, the eggs, into a crucial intelligence asset. An unwitting spy nobody would ever suspect. She gives Frank a simple job, then redirects him to the real mission. Eavesdrop on that private chat between Carmilla and Zestial.
Because Alistair knows the real truth comes out behind closed doors, away from the political posturing.
Precisely, and that conversation is everything. Zestial, who's clearly sharp, pushes Carmilla, asks her straight up, "The felled angel, 'twas by thy hand, was it not?"
And Carmilla admits it. That power ballad sequence is huge. It completely changes how we see her and why that angel died.
She sings, "But when that thing attacked, I had to act to cross that line and keep them safe."
So she broke the biggest rule in their universe, that exorcists are invincible, not for power, not for territory, not even for profit, but because she felt she had to. Reactive. Desperate.
Her motive, it's all laid out in the song lyrics. It's fear of escalation. If anyone knew, then all of hell would rise to war. I might lose the ones that I was killing for.
Wow. So she killed the angel to prevent a bigger war.
Exactly. She sees herself as a keeper, as armor. The sources even suggest she used her dance skills, her balletic precision to beat the exorcist, which is incredibly symbolic, right?
Yeah, it contrasts Heaven's brute force purge with her controlled, maybe even elegant protective violence. She's not a warmonger. She's a reluctant warrior forced into this extreme act just to protect her family, her interests. It puts her way above the other overlords just scrambling for power.
A deeply complex protective secret.
Which is immediately blown by Alistair's oblivious little spy. Frank just casually tells Pentious later, "And the nice lady killed an angel, and I was not supposed to talk about it."
Boom. The biggest secret in hell, angels can die, and Carmilla did it, is now in the hands of Alistair. The one demon guaranteed to use it for maximum chaos and personal gain.
Think about the chain of events. Carmilla acted defensively to stop a war. Velvet wants to use the death to start an offensive war for clout.
And now Alistair, the master manipulator, holds the key. He gets to decide which way hell goes. He's got the intel.
He did more damage to the status quo in one outing with an egg boy than the V's did with their whole flashy presentation and dead angel head. Okay, so let's pull this all together. What's the new reality after Scrambled Eggs? There are two massive takeaways here that change everything for the series going forward.
Number one, angels aren't untouchable. They're not divinely protected. A demon, specifically Carmilla Carmine, killed an exorcist. That's huge.
Game changer. And number two,
Alistair knows. He has the secret. And he's got his own intelligence network, apparently using the egg boy, actively gathering this kind of information.
these two facts just completely blow up the old myths about how hell works. The whole idea that the exterminations are just this inevitable thing you have to endure, that's over.
Demons now know resistance is actually possible. Maybe not easy, maybe incredibly high risk, but possible. And the fact that Alistair holds the secret, that means he holds the trigger for a potential war.
It totally reshapes the power balance too, doesn't it? Alistair now has leverage over Carmilla, major old guard player, the weapons dealer.
Huge leverage. And he also knows what the V's are planning, their aggressive stance. He can play them off against each other now. He could accelerate that very conflict Zestial was trying to avoid.
And Alistair's whole deal is chaos, right? Entertainment for himself, ultimately leading to more power. So what does he do with this secret?
Well, he could expose Carmilla. That would probably force a war immediately, disrupt her business. Or he could blackmail her. Imagine the control that gives him over Hell's main weapons supply. Maybe he forces some kind of deal, gets a powerful soul contract out of it.
And all this puts Charlie's Hotel, which Alistair is supposedly helping, right in the middle of this massive political storm.
Absolutely dead center. Let's look at the characters specifically. Vaggie, that intense self-doubt, feeling like she failed, the pressure to be Charlie's perfect protector. That screams vulnerability.
Yeah, like a weak point that's going to get exploited later. Maybe someone uses her self-doubt against her. Or something about her exorcist past comes out.
Seems likely. Then you got Sir Pentious. He actually made it through. His integration, painful as it was, kind of validates Charlie's whole project. Yeah. He survived the trust in arms thing, got his minions back.
He proved resilience matters. He's not just a guest anymore. He's part of the team, part of the potential fighting force.
Exactly. And finally, Alistair. His use of the egg boy is just masterful manipulation. He took an annoying problem Vaggie wanted gone and turned it into the most valuable spy network imaginable.
Securing a universe-altering secret using a disposable egg nobody would ever suspect. It proves he's not just hanging around the hotel for fun. He's running an intelligence operation under everyone's noses.
It's chilling, turning trash into treasure, or in this case, turning annoying minions into the key to cosmic secrets. Frank was the perfect, overlooked asset.
So what does this all mean? It feels like the hotel actually got stronger internally. Pentious is in. They bonded through Vaggie's insane exercise right at the exact moment the entire external political world exploded.
Yeah, the trust built inside the hotel happened just as the fundamental rules of hell itself were broken outside, which pretty much guarantees the hotel is going to get dragged right into the middle of the coming Overlord War, #tag outro. So we've really established these two very different kinds of power operating in hell in this episode. You've got the strength that comes from like vulnerable defensive need, Carmilla risking it all to protect her people, her assets, Vaggie pushing herself to the brink to protect Charlie's dream.
And then there's the other kind, the weakness that's hiding inside all the aggression and spectacle, like Velvet just wanting more now without thinking it through.
Right. It was the protective instincts, Carmilla's and Vaggie's, that actually broke the rules. But it's the aggressive, manipulative instincts, Velvet's and especially Alistair's, that are going to exploit that break for all it's worth.
So this deep dive took us all the way from ridiculous trust falls and flying arms to Carmilla's incredibly intense secret confession. We learned trust in hell is earned the hard way, through shared survival. And the biggest secret in existence, it's now held by the demon least likely to use it for anything good.
Which leaves us, and you, with one big provocative question to chew on. Carmilla killed that angel specifically to prevent a war. Alistair now holds the key that could easily start that war. So what price is Alistair going to demand from Carmilla to keep her secret? It won't just be souls or money, probably. What terrifying favor, what strategic control, maybe something deeply personal. What will he ask for? And how is that demand going to blow back on Charlie's mission when the next extermination clock starts ticking again?
Mull on that bit of cosmic blackmail. We'll see you on the next deep dive.
Market Mile fun fact. Legend has it that the old dogleg bowl in the mile is watertight. The OG architects were nautical engineers.